Hi guys, welcome to Ragnarök Interviews. I am your host, the Merkaba King. Today, we're blessing the gods with the Corvids. So we are lucky to actually have these guys in today because these are the first to do a live performance here for Ragnarök Performs. So I'm just going to jump straight in here. We're going to introduce you to the band real quick and then we're going to jump in through the questions. So we're going to go from right to left. So we're going to start with you.
Hi, my name's Lee and I'm play the drums.
Buzz Bardo, guitar.
I'm Hayley and I slap at the bass.
Nice.
Sarah DiCarlo, vocals.
Fantastic. So now you've been introduced to the bands, I'm going to ask the questions. So question one for the Corvids we have. So what is your favourite song to play and why? And we'll run through all of you.
My favourite song to sing is Real Cool Day, and it's basically because it just sums my life up in a song.
Okay.
My favourite to play is probably Lost Boys because it's got a punchy ass bass line.
Cool.
Quite like it.
And are these new songs? Are these songs that have been in the Corvids for a while?
We've kind of been together for 10 years, but we've kind of like reformed and changed lineup. So yes and no.
Cool.
My favourite song to play is Tomorrow's Too Late. I love it. It's got all different bits in it, endings, all different bits, all of it. Yeah, really good.
And my favourite songs, we've all got different songs as well, which is really good. And mine is She's a Toy, which is, I've always loved playing that song.
She's a Toy.
Yeah, it's a great song. You can sort of really batter it and it's great. It's
Toy or the song?
both. But from my perspective, it's just fantastic. It's a great song to play. There you go. I look forward to that one.
Spot on. Question number 2. What has brought this version of the Corvids together?
That is very interesting because Hayley was going to sell her bass.
Were you?
I was.
She was, and I was like, well, no, let's just reform the Corvids. We've had several lineups, and then I messaged Lee, and he was interested. So it was like a natural formation after several lineups. But Hayley was like the key, really. We was waiting for Hayley. She was. No offence, Lee, but she was. We was just glad you joined, but Hayley was the key.
So it took me selling my bass to get you in a band with me again.
Hayley was. Can I just add that Hayley was in the first version of the Corvids 10 years ago?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was like the first bass player, and I was like, "Do you fancy like joining again?"
So now we've done like a
Yeah.
circle and
Pretty much.
I'm the best bass player of the Corvids,
Ooh.
and still.
we'll put that up to the test. Ragnarök bass off.
Do you guys want to say anything?
No, it's been said, really.
Yeah, I think that's
All good,
pretty much
yeah?
been
Just
said.
watch no words.
I have known Buzz for like 26 years, 27 years, and I've played in
He means
several bands with this man. So yeah. So I'm new to the Corvids, but I'm not to a lot of the yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's a great response for question 2. See what number 3 brings us. So this is question 3. What do the Corvids have in store for Ragnarök's audience?
We just want to have a laugh, don't we? We're just like interested in just enjoying ourselves. We've done stuff where we've like travelled the country and stuff, and we're still interested in that, but at the minute we're just interested in playing together and having a laugh.
Cool.
We've also got a couple of gigs lined up.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, tell
Yeah, we're playing with the UK subs, which is pretty cool. I think that's the 8th of May.
Sound?
And I won't say the other one because I don't think it's confirmed yet properly.
Right.
But it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Well, our managers are talking to their managers, obviously. It's in the in the pipeline.
Yeah, pipeline, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Buzz? Or?
This is the most relaxed sort of lineup I've had with the Corvids. We've had different people in the bands and everything, and it's all been good. But at the moment, we're just having a really good time, and it's the most relaxed lineup I've really had.
Enjoying it the most?
Yeah, enjoying it. Yeah, it's been and the gig we did last week, it was absolutely great. You know, well, I thought it was great, and we thought it was great, and yeah, it's really relaxed and really good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Question number 4, and this is a question that I wanted to know. Your current set list. Are you are you reviving your previous albums, and are you working on new material? What can you tell us?
Bit of both, really. We're going through like old songs, and we're introducing new songs that this lineup hasn't really been through. So it's kind of a bit of both, really, isn't it?
Cool.
And then we're gonna, once we've done that, start writing together.
I think we've also revamped some old songs.
Yeah,
changed them about a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these songs was written in the 90s, so we've revamped a lot of them. There's some songs that I wrote 2 years ago that we've only done maybe once, maybe some of them haven't been done live, so we're going to be revamping them. So, I mean, we've got about 30 songs, I think, that we could do. So, yeah, about 30 songs that we could do at the moment. We just did a 7-song set, but we'll be doing all different songs, adding bits to them, different endings, different middle bits, different intros, changing them round a bit. You know, we'll just give Hayley and Lee as much as they want to do. You know, what input they want to put in. It changes. I mean, I do the actual song, but it changes when people come into the band, and just give them as much freedom as they want to do what they want to do. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, yeah. I can't answer that.
Sound? So, with regards to, just before I move on to the next question, with regards to when you perform here at Ragnarök, are you going to be playing any of the songs that you wrote a long time ago that you're reviving now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Is the answer to that.
That's all I wanted to know. Beautiful. So this is a nice little question for all of you. What bands have influenced you?
This could be a long answer. It really could, because I'm influenced by a lot of different things. I love theatrical rock, and I've always loved theatrical rock, but my first influence is 1970s glam rock, so like T-Rex and Slade and things like that. And then my second love is like 1970s punk. But I also love the really obscure 70s bands like the Alex Harvey band. So it's kind of a mishmash of like basically 70s bands for me.
Cool.
Well, I'm a lot younger than these guys,
Right, yeah.
so...
Thank you, Hayley. Not a lot to you.
I think, right, there was one song that inspired me to pick up guitar, and that was 2,000 Light Years Away by Green Day,
Right.
on the Kaplunk album.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, Alkaline Trio, Green Day, all your
Cool.
punk rock stuff.
Yeah. Sound?
I think Sarah's pinched my answer, actually. Yeah, glam rock, David Bowie, T-Rex, Sensational X-Harvey band, and my main influence. Early Stranglers, Sex Pistols, Sham 69. I could go on. Ramones, everything mainly from the 70s, and I just think that was the best decade for music. You can still hear it now, you know, in commercial, you know, adverts, everything comes from the 70s. It's just the best decade. And I would say this, I don't describe us as I don't. Sarah won't agree with me, but I don't think of us as a punk band. You know, I think you know, I'm punk influenced, and I've got the attitude, and I always will have, because I was a punk rocker in 1977. And my attitude comes from the 70s, but I'm not actually. I don't describe it as a punk band, because I think to be a punk band, you've got to be in the 70s. You know, 76 to 80, you know, you've got to be in there to be a punk band, but you can be still influenced by it. I just think it gets bandied about too much, you know.
I disagree.
A punk rock band.
I disagree.
Yeah, well, she disagrees with me, but that's just my personal opinion. No, you're not having it because it's Lee's turn. So fuck off.
Well, on the
Why I disagree?
on the punk thing,
Go on.
punk, like you say, is and I would never class myself as a punk, and. Because I like too much. If anything, I was a sort of a rocker. It was the first sort of music I got into in the 70s and that, and then sort of late, and then I got into psychobilly, kink and that sort of music, and then later got into punk. But in my opinion, punk is about an attitude. It's not necessarily about music. You're inspired by people, but that has come and gone, in my opinion. Like the people, the pioneers of the punk, the Sex Pistols, Clash, the Damned, people like that. They were there, they did it, and then a lot of people now are inspired by. You hear a lot of modern musicians will say, they've got from Ramones, the Clash, people like that, and so that's my view on punk personally, because I wouldn't class myself as a punk, and again I wouldn't class it as punk, necessarily punk music, as Buzz has said, but just to try and diffuse the situation.
Well, I don't think I can quite go on to the next question yet. I think you want to grab this mic. You're already going for it.
And I agree with everything that they've said, but I think, like Lee said, punk is an attitude. And I was born with that attitude. So I think the Corvids brings that attitude to music, and I think I don't think you can describe yourself as anything other than a punk band if you don't bring that attitude, because it's like it's the way I feel. I am a punk, and I live my life as a punk, and I think ultimately as a band I feel we are punk, but it's a debate within the band.
Makes the Corvids what it is.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so we are on question number 6, my favourite number. The gods ask, what is your favourite horror movie?
Oh, well, this is a difficult one, because I think it's a thriller, but it's classed as a horror movie, and it's actually my favourite film of all time, which is Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
When it's classed in genres, it's classed as a horror movie, but I think it's a thriller. So ultimately, my favourite horror film is Bram Stoker's Dracula, but my favourite film that's classed in the horror genre is Silence of the Lambs.
Cool. Good answers.
I ain't even seen that many horror films. Not classics. I'd probably say, I don't know.
It's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah, what a great film that was.
Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is a great horror film. It's a great film.
It's got to be Halloween 2. I love Halloween 1, but after I saw Halloween 2, I wrote the song which is called Night You Came Home, which we have it in our set now, and we have Michael Myers come on before we play in a mask, and it's got to be Halloween 2, I think. Yeah.
My only memory really of a horror film was Omen, and I was probably about 10 when I saw that, and the little boy stuck under the ice was like, to me that was the scariest thing. But I was only 8 or 9 at the time, but I can remember hiding behind the city.
We believe you. That's a horror. That's a horror. Thank you. Okay, so question number 7. This is a great question. Why are you called the Corvids?
I'll take that.
Oh, yeah, because there's a very specific reason why we're called the Corvids.
The reason why we're called the Corvids is me and Sarah love bird watching. Our favourite birds to watch is the Corvids, which is a Latin name for crows. And it's my love of crows. I mean, I started my love of crows when I was 11 or 12. I got somebody brought a young crow around, and I reared it up from being a baby. And then after that, years later, I had an aviary, and I could take birds in, and I took loads and loads of injured and young crows in, and released over 100 back into the wild, and I love them, and they're my passion, really. I love watching them, seeing them, most cleverest bird in the world. So that's why we are called the Corvids. Cool. Do you want to add a bit?
Yeah, I'll add a bit because when I met Buzz, I was just getting into bird watching, and I always loved ravens. Ravens are my favourite bird, and they still will be. And obviously Odin. Yes, we can't mention ravens without mentioning Odin. But when I first saw ravens, it was like one of the greatest moments of my life, and it still will be the greatest moment of my life. But it's that resonance with the way that the attitude of the crows is. They're kind of like a bit cheeky, a bit intelligent, obviously, but still like have their own sense of self as well. So I just love the Corvid family.
Claiming their territory to everyone.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, I've always wanted to know what that meant. So I think it's great that it aligns with Ragnarök as well. So it's awesome. Question number 8. Is music top of your priority list after your loved one, of course?
I have 3 great passions in life: music, art, and bird watching. So yes, it's like it is, and they're on equal terms for me. So yes, it is.
Cool.
Unfortunately, being an adult, my priorities are paying bills. And it'd be really nice to be able to do this for a living and pay bills, but unfortunately not. But yeah, music is probably my main passion in life.
Yeah, it's a great big passion for me. I mean, I can't go out to a gig or to a rehearsal or anything without listening to my favourite band, which is probably the Stranglers or like Harvey Band or the Ramones. I always have to put a track on. It helps me in my day. Everything I do, yeah, it means so much to me, and it always will do.
I can't add any more to that, really, because I think we're all the same. Yeah. And I think most musicians will say the same, that we get a lot out of music, and it's not, you listen to different songs in different different moods and things like that, and it's always nice to have such a wide genre, well, not even genre, but wide thingy of what you listen to. If there is such thing as a wide thingy of what you listen to. But yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, glad we know.
And moving on to question 9, the gods ask, if you could be any kind of dinosaur, what would you be and why?
I know what
I've got a great answer for this.
I've already been told that I'm a Stegosaurus.
A baby.
Right.
Baby Stegosaurus.
So the question was, if you could be any kind of dinosaur, what would you be and why? So if you're going to be a Stegosaurus, why are you the Stegosaurus?
Do I have to answer that?
You do, yeah. You have to answer why you want to be a Stegosaurus.
They're cool as fuck, though.
Or was it someone else who wanted you to be
What? No.
a Stegosaurus? Is this...
I think it's best for band relations if we keep it at that.
We can leave it there.
If I could be any dinosaur, I'd be a turkey dinosaur. They are delicious. As simple as that.
Nice answer.
What a question. Pteranodon or pterodactyl, because I would love the feeling of flying. I would love to fly, so even though I'm scared of heights, but I'd love to be a pteranodon or pterodactyl.
Take it.
And because obviously we weren't told we was going to be answering this, but I've always fancied being like a brontosaurus. They're just so chilled out, and dead just wander around. Dead big. No, so nobody really picks on them because they're dead big, but they're just dead chilled out, aren't they? So that's me. Yeah. I think they probably sleep a lot as well.
Well, they're beautiful answers. You win, I think.
Yes, it was.
You definitely win that one. Turkey dinosaur. I didn't even think of that one. It's brilliant. Question number 10. How has the music scene changed from when you first started as the Corvids to today?
I don't know because I don't follow the music scene. That sounds really bad because I'm not really interested in modern music. And actually, in the last few weeks, I've started looking at like modern punk bands like Emil and the Sniffers, and there's obviously people we've played with that I look at. Yeah. But I'm very stuck in my ways of the 1970s, so I don't really follow the music scene, which is terrible, because I do go see local bands, which I think is really important, and I think seeing local bands is more important than following an actual scene. But I see, because I look at the punk scene, and all the punk bands that I was playing with in 2009 are still the same as what they are now. So that's what's important to me, keeping the scene alive.
Cool. I don't really have much to say on this matter.
No, it's okay, no, please.
Just keep saying take.
Well, we haven't, like I said,
you'll be all right.
Like I said, we haven't played for 2 years, and we played last week. I don't think, because we're in the rock. We're in the rock bit, you know, when people play, we support rock bands and whatever, and rock bands play this. I don't think it's changed that much, really. I just think there's still loads of rock bands coming out, punk rock bands, heavy bands, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't think it's changed that much. I mean, there's loads of bands still out there, you know, and I just think it's just still a healthy scene, you know. So I just think it's great, you know.
Yeah. No, I personally think that when you're younger, that's when you start to be inspired and things like that. That's when you're picking up on new things and all the rest of it. But then it's like your brain is it's only can accept so much information. And I think as you get older, you whittle it back down to what really inspired you. I mean, also listening to music from the past always brings up memories of times or things that you did. I mean, that's not to say that you don't hear. I mean, often hear something on the radio and you think, oh, that's really good, and and you'll maybe listen to. I mean, music's so accessible nowadays. You can you can just go and find these bands. Instead of having to go out and buy albums and all the rest of it like you used to. But yeah, I do think I certainly listen. Majority of the stuff that I listened to was when I was younger. But yeah.
Perfect answer. Thank you very much. So we are on our final question, and this is more of an opportunity. The gods give you this final chance for you to tell anything you wish to Ragnarok's audience.
We're just out to have fun, really. We just want people, like we just said in the last question, really, we just think we should keep the local music scene alive, and we're going to be out there in the local music scene, so come along to support us at gigs. We're going to be supporting big bands, small bands, maybe just us. We don't really care, because ultimately it's about the music, and that's what it's all about and what it should be all about.
I think like a few years back, Grimsby had like a dying music scene. It was terrible, but everyone's coming together. There's some great bands, some really talented musicians about nowadays, and everyone needs to pull together and support local music.
Yeah.
Yeah, just support the local music scene and keep on fucking rocking. All right.
Beautiful. How can I follow that up? Well, all I would say, because there's a thing called the internet, which is, and this is
internet?
People that hopefully are watching these things that you're producing aren't necessarily just local, so it's a chance of us to play to a wider audience, that people that perhaps will never come to Grimsby in their life, or perhaps never come to England. But at least things like this can actually get us out to other people as well, which I think is what the future's going to be like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cracking.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Yes, well.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Took it away from me. Yeah. Thank you very much. So we're just going to wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure having these local legends inside Ragnarök today. Again, I am personally very excited because these are going to be the first to perform at Ragnarök. I have an awesome team ready. We're going to have awesome lighting. We're going to have awesome sound. And we're going to get some awesome production straight for your viewers at home. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.